Hello there, I'm Mike the Gardener, and in today's how-to I'm going to show you how to prune this lovely maple Acer behind me. We thin Acers to control growth, height and spread, and just a little bit of minimal pruning, and that's Benson climbing up the Acer behind me now. We prune the Acers in the dormant period, which is between November and March. And that's to ensure that because Acers can bleed when you cut them when they're actively growing, it stops the bleeding process. So it's the perfect time to actually prune your Acer now. The thing to remember is to cut out any dead, diseased and dying wood as a starting point, and then looking at the balance, the spread and the height of the plant, or the tree in this case, and pruning back accordingly to control that growth. So you'll need to choose your weapons of choice, and I have a pair of sharp, clean secateurs, some loppers, and I may possibly need to use this pruning saw here. So as I say, first thing we need to do is actually select the branches and stems that we're going to prune back. So what we're looking for is any dead, diseased or dying wood on this Acer, and looking around it I can't actually find any, so that's something we don't have to worry about on this particular tree. But if you have one at home, dead, diseased and dying wood needs to be cut back to the point at which it has started to die. So I've sort of established that I'm just going to be pruning this to maintain the growth, spread and vigour of this particular tree, and less is more, so it's really important not to go too far when you're pruning, but to actually select some stems and branches that will maintain the natural beauty and appearance of your tree. So we've taken 10 minutes or so to look over the tree and work out which branches and stems we're going to take out. And we're going to start with this branch here, which has got a lot of lateral growth on the stem and the branch, which grows into the tree and makes it quite dense. So I'm going to start by clipping this smaller growth back to the actual branch, and it's important that you can't actually see, there's no snags or tears when you cut, so sharp secateurs, and take those back, as I say, to the branch itself. So big decision here, we're going to take off this branch here because it actually comes out into the pathway. So rather than just cutting it off randomly and leaving this rather unsightly end to it, trace it right back to the point at which it comes off the main stem and go in and take it off clean, and that will heal over, so you don't need to worry. We used to paint wounds in the old days, as we used to say, with like a black tar. We don't do that anymore, but take it right back to the stem or to the branch. As you're working through, step back occasionally to have a look to see what you've cut back and what else needs to be taken off. So you're continually assessing the situation, and remember, less is definitely more. So as you can see, I haven't taken off masses of growth. I've just taken off some selected branches just to keep the growth in check and to make sure that it doesn't get too unwieldy and out of hand. So here's the finished tree. So it doesn't look too much different, and that's exactly how I want it to look. I don't want it to look as if it has been pruned and hacked back. Most important thing with good pruning is that you can't actually tell it's been done obviously. As always, if you have any questions about gardening, you can find me on Garden Tags, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.